Hi everyone, thank you for joining me in solving the quadratic equation by factoring. In the coming 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to cover some of the question. And if you have any question, feel free to drop your question in the comment box and I'll reply to you as soon as possible. So let us quickly use question 1 as an example. You just have to understand in maths, anything that multiplied by 0 will give you the value of 0. So it means either one of them should be 0. So when you're solving this kind of equation, you just have to assume that one of them is 0, i.e. d minus 11 would be 0. So you know immediately that d could potentially be 11. And alternatively, just as what I said earlier, is that 5d minus 7 could be 0 as well. So due to limited of space, let me just quickly write it down here. 5d minus 7 could be 0 as well. So essentially, what you need to do is to find the value of d in this equation, which would be 7 over 5. Sorry, I don't have enough space to write it down, but let us quickly move on to question 2 as another example so that you could understand it further. As I mentioned, anything that multiplied by 0 could be 0, so which means this one could be 0 or this one could be 0. So I'll write down two equations just like what I did in question 1. So that means it could be 6n plus 8 could be equal to 0. You're correct. And then another equation, which is 3n minus 5, could be 0 as well. So essentially, after you have successfully written down this two formula, what you need to do is to find out the value of n. And I'm sure you should be able to do it by yourself instead of me going through the step-by-step with you. So before we actually move on to the next chapter to talk about different types of equation, I would like to quickly go through one more question with you. Let's move to question 6. It is actually quite easy. Sometimes people would just be able to write down what is the potential answer for Q. But I would suggest you never to skip step in maths, because every steps count and you get marks for all the steps that you have written down. So what I suggest you to do is to keep writing the step, i.e. Q minus 1 could potentially be 0 and Q minus 10 could be 0 as well. Of course, immediately, once you get yourself familiar with the equation, you should be able to tell me immediately that Q could be 1 or 10. But as I said, never skip step. You always write down these two equations before you write down the actual answer for Q. So I have got question 7, 9, and 8 and 9, and 3 and 4 here, just for your own reference, and you can do it in your own time. And if you have any question, please feel free to let me know. Alright, I hope you find this lesson really useful, and see you all next time.